This lesson is on rearranging formulas. There are many formulas in both math and science that give us the relation between different quantities. We can use a formula to determine unknown quantities, and to do this we will have to rearrange the formula to solve for the unknown. So to rearrange a formula, these are the steps we follow. The first thing we do is if there is a fraction in the formula, we want to clear the fraction. We do that the same way as we did in solving fractional equations by multiplying both sides of the equation by the denominator. The second rule is just follow BEDMAS backwards. So get rid of any adding and subtracting first. Then get rid of your multiplying and dividing. And lastly, your exponents and your brackets. All right, let's take a look at example 1, where for every question we want to rearrange the formula so that it says x equals. That's what we want the formula to say. All right, so let's look at the first one. We are rearranging for x. So what I'm going to do is, in my head, what I'm thinking is I have to get x by itself. And to do that, I need to get rid of that plus 8. So in order to get rid of a plus 8, we know the opposite is negative 8. So I'm going to subtract both sides by 8, and I'll end up with y minus 8 equals x, and I'm done. So we have x equals y minus 8. I'm just going to rewrite it, because normally when we have a formula, the variable that we've rearranged for, we want it on the left side. Okay, let's look at y equals 3x. So again, we know we're solving for x, so that means I need to get rid of that 3. And so I know using opposite operations, the opposite of times 3 would be divide 3. So whatever I do to one side of the equation, I do to the other. 3 goes into 3 once, so that leaves me x by itself. And on my left side, I have y divided by 3. And then I'll just rewrite it so that I have x on the left side. Okay, and y equals 11 plus 7x. I am still rearranging so that I have x isolated. And this is when that BEDMAS backwards will come in handy. So I can see I have an 11 and I have the 7. The 7 is attached to the x by multiplication. So we do that according to BEDMAS backwards after we get rid of the add and subtract. So I need to get rid of this 11. We know that it's a positive 11. So the opposite would be negative 11 or subtracting 11. So we have y minus 11 equals 7x. Okay, my next job is to get rid of that 7. So we still want x by itself. So now to get rid of that times 7, I just divide by 7, both sides. Okay, and I get x by itself. So I will rewrite it with the x on the left, and that is my equation. Okay, in terms of x. Let's try the next one. Y equals 2x minus 7. So we know that we need to get the x by itself. I start by getting rid of the add and subtract, so I'm going to start by getting rid of this plus 7. Opposite of plus 7 is, sorry, I said that wrong, get rid of this subtract 7. The opposite of subtract 7 is adding both sides by 7. So I have y plus 7 equals 2x. And then now we need to get x by itself by dividing by 2. Okay, so I have x by itself, and then y plus 7 divided by 2. Okay, number 5, we have y equals 7 minus 2x. So we want to rearrange so that it says x equals. I have to get rid of the 7. We know that it would be a plus 7, so the opposite would be subtract 7 from both sides. So y minus 7 equals negative 2x. Now I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. Since that's the opposite of timesing by negative 2, dividing by negative 2. Those go to 1, and I'm left with x equals y minus 7 over negative 2. Okay, the last one is y equals x over 5. This is the first time that we are seeing a division. So this is the first rule that we're going to have to use. So the first rule says we clear the fraction by multiplying both sides by the denominator. So the denominator is 5. That means I'm going to multiply the left side by 5. I'm going to multiply the right side by 5. And by doing that, we can clear. 5 goes into 5 once. And so I'm left with 5 times y is 5y, and 1 times x is just x. And then I'll rewrite it so that the x is on the left. All right, so that gives us a bit of a practice. In example 2, we are going to start looking at actual formulas that might be familiar to you. Some might be familiar, some might not be. So it says to rearrange the following formulas for the indicated variable. So my first formula is V equals U plus AT, and it tells us we have to rearrange for U. So I'm just going to highlight, so I need to get U by itself. The equation is going to say U equals. I can see I have to get rid of this plus AT, so I know the opposite of plus AT is just subtract AT. So V minus AT equals U. So when I subtract it from both sides, this is gone, the AT, so I'm left with U equals V minus AT. So I'll just rewrite it so that U is on the left. Okay, let's look at the next one. It's the same formula, but this time we're going to rearrange for T. So I'm going to highlight T. That's when I want to be by itself, so T equals. And that means I have to start by getting rid of the U. Remember, we get rid of the add or subtract first. So I'm going to subtract U on both sides. So it'll be V minus U equals AT. So I still want to get that T by itself. So it's being multiplied by A. Opposite of multiplying by A is dividing by A. So the A's are gone. I'm left T now by itself, and that equals V minus U over A. Okay, let's try the next one. Here we're going to isolate for R. So let's highlight. I want to get R by itself. That means that I want to get rid of the P and the T. Now the P is multiplying the R, so I'll have to divide by P. T is also multiplying the R, so I'll have to divide by T. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other, so I have to divide by PT on both sides. P goes into P once, that's gone. T goes into T once, that's gone, and I'm left with R by itself. So R equals I divided by PT. Okay, for the next one, this is probably the first formula that is familiar to you. This is perimeter of a rectangle. So perimeter equals twice the length plus twice the width, and we want to solve for W. So let's highlight the W. I want the formula to say W equals. I can see clearly now I have to get rid of this 2L. The times 2W we'll get rid of after. So the opposite of adding by 2L, because remember this is a positive 2L, is subtracting both sides by 2L. So I'll have P minus 2L equals 2W. And now we have to get rid of this times 2, and the opposite of that would be divide 2. So I'm left with W by itself. I have P minus 2L divided by 2. Okay, turn to the back. On the back, this formula should look familiar as well. This is Pythagorean theorem. So I want to get C by itself. That means that I need it to say C equals. So right now it says C squared equals. So if I wanted to say C equals, I have to get rid of that exponent. So this is the first time that the exponent has come up. So we have to think, what is the opposite of squaring something? And the opposite is square root. So what I'm going to do is the square root of this side, and whatever I do to one side, I have to do the other. So I have to do the square root of the other side to keep it balanced. So the square root of C squared is just C, which was the whole point of doing the square root. And then on my right side, we would just leave the square root of A squared plus B squared as the formula. All right, we have the same formula, but now I'm being asked to find A. So we need to look. So we're finding A. We need to look to see what do I have to get rid of. So the exponent we do last, that's attached to the A. That means I have to get rid of this plus B squared. So the opposite of plus B squared is minus B squared, both sides. Okay, now I need to get rid of this exponent on the A, so I do the square root. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So the square root of A squared is just A, and then the formula will be the square root of C squared minus B squared. Okay, looks good. Let's try the next one. A equals pi r squared h. I am solving for h. Let's highlight. I'm getting h by itself. I can see that h is being multiplied by pi and r squared. So the opposite of multiplying by pi r squared is dividing by pi r squared. So pi goes into pi once, r squared goes into r squared once, and I'm left with h by itself. All All right, my next one, a equals pi r squared h, same exact formula. So we are going to be solving for r. I just realized this is the formula, I don't know if you guys recognize it, it's the volume of a cylinder. And so I just realized technically this shouldn't be a equals, it should be v equals. So let's go ahead and we'll leave the one we already did. Let's change this a to a v, just so it's accurate. All right, so we want to solve for r. So if I'm solving for r, that's what I want to get by itself. And so I need to get rid of the exponent 2 on the r. So remember, we get rid of that last. I have to get rid of the times pi and the times h first. So get rid of the times pi by dividing by pi. Get rid of the times h by dividing by h. And whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. So pi goes into pi once, h goes into h once. I'm left with r squared equals v divided by pi h. Now I want to get rid of that exponent 2. So the opposite is this of squaring is square root. So the square root of r squared is just r, and my formula is going to be v divided by pi h, all square rooted. All right, the last two questions are back to having fractions in them. So the first step is to going to clear that fraction. So before we do that, let's make sure we understand that we're solving h. And we are just going to highlight so we know that highlighted everything. So we're just finding h. There we go. So let's go ahead and look. We need to get rid of this divide 2. We got to clear the fraction. So we do that by multiplying both sides by 2. So it's 2 times a, 2 times bh over 2. And 2 goes into 2 once, so that's gone. 2 times a on my left side, we can just write as 2a equals bh. Now to get rid of this, to get h isolated, we have to get rid of this times b, so the opposite is divide b. So I'm left with h by itself, which is 2a divided by b. All right, looks good. Our last one, we are going to go ahead and make sure we read what we're solving for, which is r. So we want to get r by itself. I have to get rid of this exponent 3, and I have to get rid of this times 4/3 and times pi. But first I recognize that I have a denominator, a fraction, a divide, or a 3. So I'm going to get rid of that by clearing the fraction, and we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator. So it'll be 3 times v, and then 3 times 4/3 pi r cubed. So 3 goes into 3 once. I'm left with 3 times v is 3v. 1 times 4 would just be 4 pi r cubed. All right, now I can get rid of the 4 pi, the times 4 pi by dividing by 4 pi. That's gone. I'm left with r cubed equals 3v divided by 4 pi. And the opposite of the exponent 3, we still do root, but this time we do a cubed root. So we put a little 3 there to show. And whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. Put a little 3 there. So the cubed root of r cubed is just r. Actually, I'm going to write it up here. And that'll be 3v divided by 4 pi cube rooted. Okay, that's the end of rearranging formulas. So hopefully this lesson has helped you understand, and have a great day.